Good afternoon. I have the incredible distinction of introducing you to our keynote speaker, Chairman Julian Bond. Julian Bond has been the chairman of the NAACP, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, for more than a decade. Julian Bond was one of the founders of SNCC, a true leader of the civil rights movement, to which almost all of us owe such a debt of gratitude. I am a lifetime member of the NAACP, and each of you here should also become a lifetime member of the NAACP. A few weeks ago, the New York Times ran an interesting story in which it asked the question, why hasn't the gay community produced a Martin Luther King? And who is the Martin Luther King of the gay rights movement? If you are a black gay man or black person, that is not a true question. The Martin Luther King of the gay rights movement is Martin Luther King. And there is no question, given the depth and commitment to civil rights that is shown by the life that Julian Bond has led and continues to lead, that the Julian Bond of the gay rights movement is Julian Bond. Ladies and gentlemen, Julian Bond.
Thank you. Thank you, Maxim and Thorne. You know, I've seen a lot of crowds. I've never seen one as good looking as this. Now, we are here today to say yes. To say yes to fairness, yes to justice, and yes to civil rights. And we're here to say no. No to question 1 in Maine. And we say it because we believe, I believe, gay rights are civil rights. As my late neighbor and friend, Coretta Scott King, said, homophobia is like racism in that it seeks to dehumanize a large group of people, to deny their humanity, their dignity, and their personhood. And then later she added, freedom from discrimination based on sexual orientation is surely a fundamental right in any great democracy, as much as freedom from racial, religious, gender, or ethnic discrimination. That's why in 2005, the NAACP unanimously passed a resolution stating, the NAACP shall pursue all legal and constitutional means to support non-discriminatory policies and practices against persons based on race, gender, sexual orientation, nationality, or cultural background. Now, black people of all people should not oppose equality. And that is why what gay marriage is all about. So it doesn't matter the rationale, religious, cultural, pseudoscientific, no people of goodwill should oppose marriage equality. We have some real and serious problems in this country. Same-sex marriage is not one of them. Since when did we believe trust, loyalty, and love are bad things? Why are some people tied into knots about some people tying the knot? Why are they so uncivil about something as civil as marriage? And what about family values? More than 1 million children are being raised by gay and lesbian parents in the United States. What about their rights? Our opponents are not only anti-love, anti-equality, they're anti-children. 2 years ago, we celebrated the 40th anniversary of a case aptly called Loving versus Virginia. Loving struck down anti-miscegenation laws, and many years later allowed my wife and me to marry in the state that declares Virginia is for lovers. Now, then and now, the opponents of marriage as is invoked what they call God's plan. The trial judge who sentenced the Lovings said that when God created the races, he placed them on separate continents. The fact that he separated the races shows that he did not intend for the races to mix. But God seems to have made room in his plan for interracial marriage. And he or she is no doubt doing the same for same-sex marriage.